Hello, 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 everyone. Kim from K&RP here. It is a rainy Sunday afternoon here in southeastern Manitoba. We have a warning for the air quality. It's currently sitting at a 4, going up to an 8. Obviously, I'm housebound. That's okay. It is currently 16 degrees Celsius, which means it is 61 degrees Fahrenheit. So it would be a lovely, lovely day to go out and play, but with my breathing the way it is, there's no way I can do it. Hey, Pam, welcome, welcome. So I'm not too sure what I want to do today. I was watching Susanne Rose Art. She does some incredible, she's good. I like her work. I want to she did yesterday using distress inks, spray distress inks and stencils, and I liked that. Hey, Anne, welcome, welcome. Hi, Angela. So she uses her distress inks on her stencils and then uses the stencils as stamp. It comes out incredible. But we all know I don't have distress inks, so I'm going to try watering down some Crayola Tempera liquid paints and doing the same kind of thing. Hi, Belinda. But I'm going to be using this instead of distress inks. But I did put her link to the video that I was watching down below if you want to check her out. She has lots of followers. Also, she uses plastic stencils that she produces. Um, I'm going to try using my paper stencil. So this is going to be a fun experiment. Nice to see you guys all here. I'll show you what I was playing with this morning. My camera doesn't get the color depth of the flowers I'm growing. So Ron went out and photographed a bunch of my flowers for me. So I turned them all into little postage using his images. So I did that this morning because, like I say, I'm housebound. So I have to find something to keep myself amused. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I don't know if you saw my new picture on Facebook. I was trying to get that black lily that I've got growing, and I just couldn't get the depth of the color. And he really managed to get the depth of the color. This one, of course, is washed out because it's printed on plain paper. But it is such a dark, dark purple that it is the next thing to black. And I just love them. So what this lady does is she takes a stencil and she spritzes it with distress ink, and then she takes it and she puts it down on her page, and she'll layer them like we would on a gel print. But I don't really have lots in the way of plastic stencils that would work for this because we all know I cut my own, and they're usually paper. So I'm going to try it with some of the paper ones that I do. So I've grabbed my plastic bag with the packing foam inside. It's that white packing foam. So I'm going to put some temper paints down, almost like a gel print. I want to water them down so that it will pick up on my stencil. And then I'm going to flip it over and put it on a piece of paper. So we're experimenting today because I can. So yeah, how are you guys? Gonna use some orange. Yeah, I know. I'm using Crayola temper paints because it's what I've got. I don't have. That's what I've got in the way of watercolor paints that I thought would be easiest to water down to do this. Let's use red. I have no idea how this is going to work out. We're just playing today. Okay, so I've got a little bit of the paint down. I do have a spritz bottle with water, so I'm going to spritz it so it's pretty darn wet. We're just testing here. I don't know how much water that is. I'm going to spread it out just a little bit so we've got some color variation. Oh, that looks kind of cool. That would just make a great print as it is, but, being a watercolor, it's not going to be I can't say adhesive. I'm having a rough day with the breathing, Belinda. It's so these are just little rose uh, stencils that I cut out from uh, you know you know what that paper is called. What's that paper called? It's the thick paper. Why can't I remember the name? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have just white copy paper. Let's see what happens if I just take this and put it down. I'm hoping it's going to come out like this. And then she took something and pushed down on it. I'm just going to grab a piece of, this is either parchment paper or wax paper. I'm assuming it's parchment paper, and I'm just going to do this. Yeah, weather report. We've got weather issues with the smoke here again. So let's see what happens. Oh, I like that. I could see that I could do a page of this and have, oh, see, I didn't get the whole thing. But those are kind of fun. It's like a stamp. It's almost like you turn it into a stamp. And of course, yeah, I would cut them out close around. Let's try this again, see if I can get that whole big one. I'm going to get really mucky today, guys. Hope that's not going to offend anybody. We know how I roll. I'm just going to move it around to make sure the whole thing is covered. Am I on screen? I am on screen. Oh, see, that part isn't covered. I'm making a mess, and that's okay, because that's the way I like to play. So we did end up buying a new vehicle. I'm thrilled. I can't drive it because I am not going outside. But that's okay. See, she didn't have quite the blowout that I'm having either, so, but it's still okay. I still like the way it's working. Tips, tricks, feedback, guys. Tell me what you're thinking and how I can make this better. Yeah, it's currently 16 Fahrenheit, 61, no, 61 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius. But the air quality is a 4 going to an 8. So, anybody else try this method? Spritzing on the stencils and then putting them down and using them like a stamp? Oh, well, we've got that little bit of rain and we need it. I'm pleased with that. So I'm pretty happy the way these are turning out. They're interesting for sure. So let's try it. Like I say, let's not stack these on top of each other because otherwise they're going to stick together. I've had that experience already. I know that one well. Let's try doing this one. See what happens. Because this is what she did. She took it and she put the stencil down in, or actually she just spritzed them with ink, right? And then she took them and she put it down on the, oh, thanks, Anne. Something I've been struggling with for a while. I've taken my meds. Oh, look, guys. That's the effect she got. I may have to just cut my stencils out of some plastic. So, yeah, I've got inhalers. Um, I've been taking Benadryl as well. So I really like that. She's doing this in her art journal, but I'm just trying to find different texture kind of things to use for my bits, right? I really do like the way that one turned out. So let's grab another piece of paper. I'm going to put some more of this stuff down. Yeah, I've done it with stencils too. After I've been doing it on the gel plate, I've flipped them onto pages and things. But oh, thanks, Angela. It makes a really nice stencil. It does stencil nicely. I can show you that too. I'll do one over here. Got a. I just did some scribble roses, and I've got sponge. I'll just use some sponge. They come out very nice. I'm really happy with the way these ones worked, and I do use them as stencils. I don't know how well you can see that. Chocolate chip cookies. Ooh. But hey, Miriam, welcome, welcome. Chocolate chip cookies are good. They're great to have frozen. So then there's this one. Oh no, I broke it. See, this is what happens when you use cardstock. That's the name of this paper. My goodness, that took me a while to remember. But because I cut out a whole bunch of them because I figured that once I had them all painted, like once I'd used them enough, then I would just glue them down straight into use it as texture on a page kind of thing. How are you, Miriam? So anyway, I've got a whole bunch of these little roses that I did. I like the way they turned out. I have to admit, I'm very happy with them. So let's roll this. You know, I should have put all these bits away before I started playing, but I didn't. Oh, you're not feeling good, Miriam? Sorry to hear that. So again, this is just a plastic bag over a piece of that white packing stuff, white foamy packing stuff. So again, I'm just smushing this on the plastic bag. This is just kids' tempera paint. Now that I'm using this, I need a clean side. Oh my goodness, Kim's good. All's good. I want to try this lattice one that I did. It hasn't been used yet. Oh, I hope you're feeling better soon, Miriam. I do, I do. So I did rip out a bunch of book pages that I wanted to play with as well. Because the books that I read are not necessarily, they could be triggers for people. We know how people get triggered from them. So I'm just going to see how this works. And I'm not worried that it's a full print or not. Oh, look how nice that comes out. You know, I could do that down a page. Wouldn't that be beautiful right on a page? I think that would be lovely right on a page that I was going to use right in a journal. I like it. I saw those Katrinas. They are beautiful, Miriam. So as I say, I'm just using stencils as stamps, the way this lady, Susanne, did. I've got baby wipes someplace, but I don't know where I put them, so I'm just going to go get a wet rag because I'm really sticky and mucky. And again, this is just liquid tempera, like watercolor kids paints that I'm using to do this. Let's see if I can clean some of this up. Not too bad. I think the red is going to end up staining my hands, but that's okay. It won't be the first time and definitely not the last. Okay, let's see. Let's see. If I were to use this as a page in a journal, it would be folded. Let's just do this. Oh, isn't that fun? Yeah, I've got marks on the back. I'll do something with the other side too. But I think that would be beautiful in a journal. I'm going to do a couple more. Overlap them kind of so that it's continuous across the page. Line them up, sort of. I know you guys would probably do these a different way. I'd love to get some feedback from you how you think you would do it so that we can try it. Hey, Malia, welcome, welcome. I was watching a lady today, Susanne Rose Art, and she spritzes her stencils with distress inks, and then she uses them as a stamp in her art journal. And I really liked the way they came out, so I had to try it because my stencils are all cardstock, right? So I wanted to see if they would work. So I'm just using Kids Crayola Squeeze Temperas, watering them down, and then using my stencils. This has got muck on the back, but that's okay. I can disguise that. So I like the way that lattice worked. I think that's going to be a gorgeous page. I'll put that aside. I could put it over my runoffs. Definitely. I've got enough of them someplace here. Okay, so we've done it in the pinks and yellows and orange, or the red, yellow, and orange. I kind of like that color combo. But let's try the blue and purple. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. A lot of times, what I'll do is those stamps that I cut out of linoleum, I will dip those onto, I'll put paint down like acrylics and then use it as a stamp and put it over as well. My brayer offs. But, I thought different way to use stencils, right? Like this one for sure, if you're using it as a stencil, you get too much block of the color. I like this. I wish I knew how I could do one, but now I can do it this way. It works. Okay, blues and purples. Oh, this is going to be very dark. It can. Oh, look, this blue is stuck so that the brush isn't there. Can I even get blue tempera out? A little bit. Well, the thing is I got to use this stuff up, right? So let's just do it. Jane Austen inspired journal? I have not, but it would probably be cool to do. Stencils, yes! I like it. So Of course, the stencil she was using was plastic and mine are cardstock. Oh, look, two purples and a blue. I like it. So, yeah, I've used this more as a, I cut it and put it down the sides of a page. Hey, Sherry, welcome, welcome. We're just playing stencils and, oh, I didn't water it down. My spritz bottle of water because I want it to be really flowy. That's pretty dark. Pretty darn dark. See, I did it again. Now this is all wet. I'm going to put my paper down and it's going to be on top of that. Oh, well. This over here, this over here. I don't want to put stuff down on that. You know what? I'm going to put a bunch of book pages down so that it's not picking that up. Maybe. Oh, I know what I could use. I could use these pages from our play on Friday. There we go. That'll cover it nicely. What do I want to do? I think I want to try this one. I think I want to spread that out just a bit more. So I'm going to put that down. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do like I did with the lattice. Let's use this. What am I going to do with those pages? I think I'm going to put them in a journal. Oh, look. You know what? I might just have to pull that. You know, I like that. See if I can get another. Just want to see if I can spread that out a little bit. It's lighter, but that's okay. Yeah, I have to pull that one just as it is. Oh, piece of paper. Just a piece of paper. Just a piece of copy paper. I'll be back. I'm right here. I just had to turn the corner and grab some paper. Wow, things are piling up beside me again. It's okay. Still haven't found my marbles. It's okay. Hey, Marty, welcome, welcome. We're experimenting today. I have been watching Susanne Rose Art. She's been working in her art journal and she has been using spritz inks to do on her stencils and then pulling them or putting the stencils down like stamps actually. That kind of looks gorgeous, guys. Really like the way that turned out. It's really heavy here, but that's okay. That would be towards the center if I was using this as a page. All right. So I like that blue and the purples. I'm just going to add purples, two purples. Again, this is just Kids Crayola liquid temperas that I'm using. All right. I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. And if anybody can, you can do it. I know. Should I add some red to that? Or just leave it the two purples? Okay, two purples and that blue that's there and still on the brayer. Leave it? Okay. Now what should I use? Let's try. I like that one that I just used. I think I'm going to try it again. Well, I guess I could put a paper over it and pull the centers of the stencils out too, right? Instead of using the parchment paper. Because this is an 8.5 by 11 almost piece of paper, the stencil that I cut on. I do have a piece of paper ready to use. Oh yeah, that turned out nice. Isn't that a lovely background for a journal page? And the thing with it being this kind of tempera, it doesn't get that chalky feel when it's dry. And again, you know what? I'm going to pull this. I'm going to pull that because I can. Because it's very pretty. I think you're going to enjoy doing that one, Anne. I'm pretty happy with it. So I think those three would have to go in the same journal just to have a bit of a flow. Just thinking out loud, putting it over there to dry. I'm going to wipe this off again. I'm going to go back to the yellow and reds. Unless I tried like a yellow and blue. We could do some yellow and blue. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased the way that turns out. Got some bigger roses that I want to try too. So let's do yellow. Let's go back to the yellow and orange. How about red? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's do red. I've got all my bits here that I don't want to get covered in paint. You think I should have put them away beforehand? Yes. Did I? No. Let's do some purple. That's really a dark, dark, dark purple. And let's do the light purple too. I may have to go out. I do have some tempera paints in bottles from when I used to do window painting at Christmas times and stuff. Oh, I didn't water it down again. Well, guess we're just having it the way it is. Oh, These are stuck now. I'll have to do that somewhere else. So we're going back to these floral ones. That one's broken. Where's the rest of them? I have a bag of them here someplace. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try these, and we're going to do them on here. We're going to fit the little one in there since I'm cutting them out. Hi, Shaz. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Raoul. Nice to see you. Okay, that worked. I don't have enough room to do another one on those on there. Just playing today. Saw something that I found very interesting and figured I needed to try it myself. But I didn't have what she was using, so of course I had to do it my way. They do come out nice though. And these ones I'm just going to cut out, like fussy cut them and use them maybe on tags or something. Yeah, I do it my way. I do. I think I like that. And then this one, of course, is more abstract because I do abstract as well. Oh, whole corner of that one missing. It's okay. Barbara's not here, so you're singing for me? I'm going to pull this one too because I like it. I'm just going to tuck these in all over the place and make it look like it's supposed to go like that. Does that make sense? Okay, Raoul. So this is another one of the stencils that I do. I also like it as an element once it's all covered in layers of paint. So we're going to pull this one. I think there's a spot here that I could use this one in. And of course, these I'll probably cut out and use for my flower bits. She is a song genius. She really is. I did make them, Miriam. And they're out of cardstock, so they don't hold up forever. So then when they're just covered in paint, I just glue them down on a page. Exactly. Exactly. Like I say, this woman was using the spritz dyes, the spray inks, and I don't have any spray inks. As nice as this is, I would still use that for my flowers. I would fold it and wobble cut it into flowers because it's got depth and texture. You know what I mean? that I wouldn't necessarily use it as a page. Might use it as a background, but still highly unlikely. I mean, I do have my own alcohol inks that I make, but because it's pure alcohol and just a little bit of ink, it's more like it's really washed out. I could, Sherry, I could use it as a journal page. Yeah, I wobble cut everything, Shaz. Seriously. I wobble cut everything. But those would actually make beautiful flowers out of those colors. I'm just smearing that stuff all over me. Let's see what I've got on here. Purples and reds. So that's more. I'm not overly concerned, Sherry, because I will recut them if I like them enough. Some of my stencils that I have designed, I've used them 2 or 3 times, and it's like, yeah, enough of that. So I really, I get tired of stencils very fast. So same colors, dark purple, light purple, and the red. Oh, let's spritz this with water. It's not moving enough for me, so because it's temper, I'm spritzing it. There we go. We got much more movement with that. Why did I take you together? That's silly. Just rolling it off between these pages. With luck, it won't stick too much so that I can use it for flowers. You know, it's all about the flowers, guys. All about the flowers. What are we going to do on this one? What have I got? What have I got? I've got this one. I like that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of paper on top and pull it, and then I'm going to use the stencil as a stamp. Oh, this has stuff on the back. It's okay. We'll see what happens. I hadn't really planned on doing kind of like a gel print today. It's Prize Sunday. I got the rest, like the heavy stuff of the paint off. Those are going to make absolutely stunning flowers. Stunning flowers. So I want to pull that off and put it on a page. See what happens. It's okay. I'm glad you popped in, Angela. What are you oohing about, Belinda? Yeah, get my pull sheets ready. That's really a nice one. Again, I just cut out a whack load of circles all interlocked. It's really fragile, that one. But I like that. Oh, thanks, Anne. Okay, let's see what this is going to pull like. I think I want just a plain white sheet, both sides, like a clean sheet, just in case it's magnificent and I want to use it as a journal page. Because that looks really yummy. Doesn't that look really yummy? All I can do is hope, hope, hope. Well, if it's a journal page, I really have to do something about the backs. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how to keep the backs of my pages clean. I kind of like that. Not sure what these guys are going to turn into. Like I say, chances are they're just going to turn into flowers. You see a Goonie bird print in that? That could work too. Wow, this stuff's really wild. This kids paint. It comes like with a little plastic brush on the end, so kids don't make too much of a mess. It does look like an amoeba. Orange. Yellow. But I really do like the way this one turned out. I am definitely going to turn that into a journal page. It's messy on the back, so I'll probably scan it in and use it. I don't know what I'm... Yellow, orange, purple maybe? The paint is Crayola Tempera Kids Paints. They come in a squeeze thing with a built-in brush. When my neighbor moved and I got all the supplies from her, these were in there. So I'm kind of using them up the best I can, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's not something I would necessarily buy. A lot of times I will buy pink. I don't have pink there, but I do have pink in a bottle. I'll be right back. Over here. Over here. Red. Where's my pink? That is. You know I have pink. Can't find the pink. No, I lied. Nope, that's orange. I don't know where my temper pink is. No, no. I do have white. So I'll just add some white to it. This is mauve-ish. I've got white. I'll just blob some white. I'll put some red down, add some white. This is Chromacryl Tempera liquid. So it's like a watercolor paint. Instead of like the kids' paints with the powders or in the pucks, this is already, whoa, really wet. It's okay. And now some red. This is going to be a really thick one. I'll just put some red on that white. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. So we got some purple. We got orange and yellow. A little bit of purple up in that corner. Some purple. The orange. Now we got this red. This is going to be a very interesting mixed page, guys. It's kind of pink. Please try this at home. You know how they say don't try this at home? Please try this at home. Okay, what are we going to put on that one? We are going to put, I have a big one like that one. Let's do this. We're playing. Again, how do you guys keep the backs of your page clean? I guess I could use a paper bigger than the surface. Oh, I have 2 pages there. So that's how you keep the back clean. You use 2 pages. I really like the way that turned out. That will make some very interesting ATC backgrounds. I think because we're doing ATCs on Friday, I might just use that for the ATCs on Friday. Oh, come on, don't rip. Don't rip. Yeah, mine always gets smudges of paint from my hands. Because my hands are usually pretty mucky. Okay, let's see what this one did. It's very pale. Oh, I like it though. Again, that will make wonderful ATC backgrounds with all that white. I think I'm going to pull this again as it is. Seriously, that hadn't really been what I planned on doing today. I didn't really have a plan. Yeah, definitely. I'm just liking the way the colors are mixing in it. You know, that could just be an interesting background too. I think I'm going to end up cutting all these into ATC sizes for Friday. Oh no, oh no. I put a piece of paper on top of that so it really smudged. But it's still, I could get some ATCs out of it. I'm running out of room to put my wet papers. Okay, so we got to, let's put some white on. It is kind of pretty. I mean, I'm not going for the ooh-ah prints, Marty, because I always just end up hacking them up and using them as Kim bits anyway. It's very seldom that there's a print that I actually use the whole print for something, if that makes sense. Okay, so some red, some white. Oh, you know, it'd be really cool. No, that would make too much of a mess. I was thinking if I splattered some black. You know what else they would make great backgrounds for? Fairy houses. Thanks, Marty. Okay, so I've got red and white. I don't know if it's going to pick up some of the other colors underneath. Because even though it's a plastic bag, a lot of times it will happen that I do pick up. It kind of works like a gel plate. This was what I used as a gel plate before I had a gel plate. Oh, it's sticking together. No, don't stick together. I have to make up a bunch of Timbits. I've got so much painty papers and stuff around that I just need to do something with them. You know, I'm wiping my hands on this dirty rag. They're not coming clean. You know, even for masks, some of the masks could look great with this background. Okay, you guys didn't just see me wipe my hands on my jeans, right? Okay, this one. And we will use, what will we use? I'm going to use this one. I'm going to go over that one. That's what will make it either a real big mess or really interesting. Well, it didn't pick up too much from the middle, but that's okay. Not overly concerned. I'm going to use it anyway, you know. Okay. Yes and no. I think if it was a plastic stencil, it would have come out much clearer. So now I'm thinking that if I want to do this, I should cut some plastic stencils. I've got the stuff to do it. I just haven't. You know how that works. So I'm going to take book pages and pick this stuff up. I can find where I put those book pages. Come on, Kim. Good grief. There they are. Yeah, I've done stencils with hot glue. But they're more like masks because I find that they're not flat. I've done some words. I can show you. I have no idea what's happening here. I'm not overly concerned. I'm just looking to see if they were on my desk still because I had a container of them. I can show you the way they came out. I used my homemade alcohol inks to spritz them. But they don't lie, like they lie flat on one side, but the other side I haven't been able to make them smooth enough so that you could run a brayer over them, if that makes sense. I've also done stencils with white glue. Again, they're more like masks. If you have a light box, what works really good is to have a picture underneath that you trace over with your glues. If you don't have a light box, you can use whatever you have on hand. So I did these from hot glue. So I've got like love and peace. And then I just used my spritz ink that I made to do them. But these are done with hot glue. And I can reuse them, obviously, because they're hot glue. Okay, let's see what this is going to happen. It's going to be flowers. Oh, that could actually, no, with the 2, 3 there. flowers. These are all going to end up as flowers. Oh, no, that one's going to be ATC backs because it's really interesting. Glue pattern with brayer, with wax paper and then brayer. You know, I probably could. Probably could. I'm going to go see if I can grab them because I thought for sure they were on my desk, but can you see my desk? Oh, look, I've got all these little stencils too that I did. They were not stencils, but I ran them through my die cut machine. So I've got all kinds of like little butterfly. Let's try these too. But I don't know where my words went. They should be here. No. See, I just used them recently, so you would think that they would be like great handy for me. No, they're not. Where would I have put them, guys? They're what the marbles and those painted tiles I did. I have no idea where they are. But we could always make one while we're here. We could definitely make one while we're sitting here because I can do that. So anyway, these two are definitely going to end up being ATC backs. These are going to be flowers or done overs. Leave those there. Backs there. Grab my hot glue gun and the glue stick. Are you in there? No. Trying to find them as I walk by things. If only you guys could see the mess this place is in. Oh my. Oh my. That's all I can say. Okay. Got my hot glue gun. Yeah, they'll turn up. I need to spend a day cleaning, and probably after my live today, that's what I will do, is I will start going through absolutely everything on the desk because this is just nuts already. Hot glue gun is plugged in. Put that there. I need a glue stick. These ones work good. And let's try and do this rose. Or this rose. Maybe? Nah, we'll do a word. We'll just write a word with hot glue and leave it at that. I need something like parchment paper so that you can pull it off of the page. That is parchment paper. Put a glue stick in. Maybe. Okay. There's still a big long glue stick in there. It doesn't want to take that one, but we've got it in case. Let's do, are you hot? Have you guys ever put crayons through your hot glue guns? Have you ever seen that? Been meaning to try it because this glue gun is getting the way of all things. It's pretty old. I'm just trying to get it so that this glue stick will push through. There we go. So we need something. What are we going to write? I'm going to take a piece of black marker. Oh, you want to lie down? I don't want you to lie down. You're on paper. There we go. Let's take a piece of paper. I don't want to use that. We'll use this. Let's do the word happy. Joy, happy. Throw up a word, guys. Toss out a word that we want to do. Nobody wants to play? Soar. Let's do soar. Yay? Let's do yay. But we've got to join them all together. Yay. So I'm going to stick this under my parchment paper so that we can see it. And we're going to take this hot glue. Oh. And we're going to go over this word. Come on. It's not going to be pretty, but it works. Like if we did like a spiral or something, that might work better. We'll do a spiral after this. Okay, just go over it again. Because otherwise it's really thin and it's really fragile to work with. Okay, so then you said to put a piece of parchment over it and make it flat with the brayer. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's see how bad that smeared. Oh, that made a big mess. That does not work. I can tell you right now, doesn't work. We just have a big smeary mess. Got a big smeary mess. I have to fix this A. The Y smeared. Yeah, I'm not as happy with that, doing it that way. I'm going to do it again. Show you the difference. Oh, it's okay, Shaz. Not a problem. So this is the one that we used the brayer on. It really smeared it out. I don't know. What can we see it best on? I don't know. Can you see how it's just smeared? Hi, Teresa. Welcome, welcome. But I mean, that would still work. It's just really thick. And then this one, I just did a single layer of glue and it's still wet, so I can't take it just yet. We'll give that a minute. And let's try a spiral. Oh, this is a messy spiral. I don't have good control with my glue gun. It's old and I don't know. I mean, it melts the glue just fine, but I don't have great control. Younger hands may have much better control. Have you guys ever done this with glue and then let it dry? Like if you put it on cardboard, let it dry, and then take foil and put put it over and mush the foil in tight to whatever you drew. Have you guys done that? Let me see if I can find a thing of what I'm suggestion of what I'm talking about. Do. Like this. So I put the glue down, and then I put just regular foil on top, and I smushed it in around the glue. Like a lot of people will do decorations, like little stampy kind of things in there, or they take a pen end, like a dead pen that doesn't write anymore, and they do some decoration. Yeah, because this is a fun thing to do. Just a little bit of either hot glue or white glue. If you're using white glue, you have to do it 2 or 3 times to get a nicer a pencil eraser. Yeah, but that's a really fun thing to play with if you want something that looks embossed, kind of. Okay, let's see if I can get this off of here now. That's a fun thing to do, like with the glue. Um, Owl outlines are a blast to do that with. Okay, this one is cool. Very fragile. You know how well you can see it. Can you see that? Yeah, debossed. Yeah. Hey, Barbara, welcome, welcome. So that turned out reasonably okay. Let's try it on the thing and see if I can get a piece of paper around it. Let's unplug this glue gun and move it away. Doesn't want to unplug. All right, that's out of my way. We've got this spiral as well. It too is dry. We'll see what we can do with this. Yes, your musical was... So, I mean, they come off the parchment paper really nice. But again, it's more a spritz that would work than paint. But we're going to try paint. We're going to put some more paint down on here. We're going to try this. Oh, look. I'm going to consider this blue all used up. Oh, no, there's way lots yet. And we'll put some white with that. How are you today, Barbara? I got a new vehicle. I'll be able to come see you guys soon once the air is okay so that I can drive. Okay, we were going to put this down and go over it. We'll see what happens. That's really fun. That part of the Y doesn't want to go down. Doesn't want to go down. Okay, so now we're going to pick that up and see if we can use it like a stamp. What page? I've been trying to get to see Barbara and Sherry for a while now. I got a Bronco, Ford Bronco, and it's green. So its name is Goblin. Okay, that'll work as a stamp too. So that worked. Let's try the spiral. Maybe, maybe. You know what, Belinda? All they had was silver, gray, white, and black. Viking freezer, you called it, Eric. Awesome. That's awesome. Um, and I said, if I'm buying a brand new vehicle, there is no way in Hades, hey Dane, that I would spend that kind of money on a vehicle that I don't even want to look at. So they bent over backwards and found me one at another dealership that was a color that I could live with. It's green. It's called Eruption Green. So that worked. I'm making backgrounds, Jean, for our ATC Friday. Well, seriously, you're paying that kind of money for a new vehicle, and you have to have something that you even want to look at. This was just my pull off paper so that. So these are the hot glue ones that we just did. Oh, see, now I mucked up this stuff. I should have cleaned up. I should have cleaned up. I should have cleaned up. Well, I've got lots of ATC backgrounds already made, but because we wanted to do letters, I wanted something a little bit lighter than my really heavy stuff. So I've been playing what I'm trying to play. Okay. And then we got sidetracked, or I got sidetracked, which is no big surprise. But I was watching a lady and she was taking her stencils and using the spritz ink. What is that? Distress ink, but it's liquid in a spritz bottle. So she was spraying her blah 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 blah, spraying her plastic stencils, and then putting them down and using them like a stamp. And because they were plastic, they were watery, and the effect was gorgeous. So since the majority of my stencils are cardstock, I'm going to do this all these butterflies now because I can. Um, don't have another butterfly? Really? I'll use this. It was like a really nice, the effect was absolutely gorgeous. So I've got one of the stamps that I did. I'm just going to use it, this corner up this way. This is just one of my texture stamps I did on leftover linoleum. Wow. Paper to pull first. Yeah, we do have major potholes. It's crazy. So anyway, she was spritzing her plastic stencils with the distress ink and then taking them and putting them down on her page, and it was gorgeous. So I figured I would try it with watered down tempera, like kids' tempera, because I got lots. And it kind of turned into a mock gel print session. Oh, look at all those pretty butterflies I get to cut out and do something with. That's fun. So then she would take this stencil bit, and put it down on her page. It's horribly hard on car alignments. and then pull it off and have like, so it's not as heavy as if you used a stencil and all the insides were filled in. We get really bad potholes. We do. So we were talking about using hot glue instead of a stencil. So that's why the hot glue gun was out, because we were playing with this to see if we could run a brayer over it to make it flat. Didn't quite work. Didn't quite work. We need a bigger piece. Let's try this one. And of course, my stencils are all cardstock, or the majority of them are. So they're giving me the effect, but I'm looking more for this watery effect, like is left on the plastic. So I'm kind of doing her thing my way. Take this one off before it gets stuck. It's okay. Then, of course, I'm going to use whatever I'm doing for Timbits. So that's interesting. Whoa, come on. Ah, it's alive. So it's interesting, but it's not a wonderful print, right? Because I said I was doing it my way, Barbara. So he was singing my way. I asked if he was taking your place since you weren't here at the time. So these are going to become flowers. Does that surprise anyone? This desk is getting even worse. Imagine that. Wow. So does that answer questions about the hot glue? Like you can use it as a mask, but it's not going like to put a brayer over it. It's you can try that. We'll put them down. I'm really not sure it's going to work. We'll try it. Dark purple. You might have a much steadier hand and be able to get the tops nice and level. Or maybe, I wonder if once it's cooled, instead of playing with it while it's warm, is once it's cooled, if you put a piece of paper over it and then have maybe like a warm pot of water and put it on to smooth it. Does that make sense? See, if the brayer is not getting in because it's too raised. See how raised that is? It's a little bit thick. The brayer won't get into the spaces. But it's making them very pretty. So my stencils don't work the way hers did, obviously, because my stencils are plastic. I do have a plastic stencil. This one worked good. When we played with this piece of, what is this? It was a placemat that I chopped up. Let's try this way. I have a plan. I'm going to go like that. Hold it out of the way. Find something to put it down on. We're making a mess of this one. I'm going to put it on top of that. Yeah, a rolling pin could work also. Let's see if this works. As I'm dipping my entire arm against my brayer, I really like that pattern. Again, this is going to make great flowers. You don't think you have a rolling pin? I have a few of them. Either that or when your iron is partially cool, use your iron if you have one. I'm going to roll this again. I'm going to add just a little bit more white to that. Make it lighter. Okay. Oh, don't want that to. We're making a mess here. A really big mess. I want to put that like right on a white piece of paper, just a plain white piece of paper. Look, I'm pretty. Wow, we got a lot of things I messed up here today. A wine bottle would work. Yes, yes, it would. Oh, yeah. If you filled it with some warm water, that would possibly just warm up that glue enough that you could do that because you're just trying to take the real blobs off so that you could use it. It's almost like feathers. Running out of places to put the wet paint papers. Okay, let's do this again. Let's add just a bit more white because it's really wet. And some of that dark purple. And I'm going to do something different this time. Come on. We're just playing. We're just trying different things, see how they work. This is my faux jelly plate. It is a large Ziploc bag over a piece of that white packing foam stuff. It's not styrofoam, it's the other stuff. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll it right on this thing. Well, I didn't need that cutting mats grid, did I? So now that it's on there, I'm going to take a white piece of paper. Quick, white piece of paper. Yes. Okay, now that I would probably use as a page in a journal. Lots of writing space. I would could fold this up for a pocket. Does that make sense? Thanks, Belinda. So I think that that would be a journal. Oops, lost my light. I have one of those motion detector lights over my desk. So that's why that turned off. Now let's try this one. This is a plastic stencil. I bought it. I don't know who makes it. I really don't know these things. Oh, look, I got a yay over that. Let's see what this will do. Oh, look, I got that stencil works. Am I out of plain white paper? No. Yeah, not that you would want to steal it. So since it's probably partially dry, I'm going to spritz it with some water. Don't touch it with mucky hands. What am I going to use? Let's use this piece of paper. You know, these lights are actually supposed to go under my new kitchen cupboards when I get them. So that's kind of cute doing it that way. But see what when she did it, because the ink was so runny, it gave such a nice watery effect. That's what I'm looking for, is that watery, flowy effect. Oh, I'm stacking wet pages on wet pages, guys. Do this a little bit wetter. Because hers was really, really runny. And then she patted it down. Let's just use this. And if I just cut out the center because I like it and use it, then that's better. That's much better. That's more exactly of what I was looking for. It's thin, it's watery, it's translucent. So that's the trick. Really, really water down your watercolor paints. Her name is Susanne Rose Art. I put her link underneath, like in the description. She was doing this in her art journal. She's been doing it for a couple of days. It's a beautiful effect. But like I say, she uses her distressings. So let's just stack that over there. And I do have my own alcohol ink with, what is that? Rubbing alcohol and my ink cartridges that are supposed to be dead, like no longer usable. So let's try this plastic stencil and do that. And then you'll see at least the closer as to what she does. Now, where am I going to do this? That it's not going to make a big mess. We'll try it over here. I'm just under the desk spritzing it, guys. See, so it's pretty runny because it kind of balls up, right? And she was just doing that kind of thing on her pages. So that I do like. I have to admit, I do like that with the inks. I may have to invest in some inks. But that's the way hers were. She was using browns and golds and oranges. It was stunning. Do I have another color here? I have red and I have black. Okay, what other plastic stencil do I have here? I really don't have many plastic stencils. Okay, we're going to try this one. It's got many layers of paint on it. We'll see if this one works. Yeah, gold would be incredible. I'm going to try this lattice with the black. Which is more like a gray. It's wet. Let's see what happens. Okay, I could like that. I could definitely like that. And this is cardstock, but it's got a lot of layers of paint on it. Okay. So I think that if the cardstock didn't have paint on it, it wouldn't work as well. Let's try this one. This is a piece of placemat, actually. Dollarama had floral placemats. It was a big round flower, and I chopped it into pieces to use it for texture on the gel plate. I'm going to spritz this one with red and come in and do it. And she layered her stencils. She like this, you know. Okay, that's a little too wet. Yeah, that's way wet. Here it's okay. Here it's pretty wet. But because it's ink, it's just going to be a big blob. So I can come in with another one, maybe that lattice again with black. Yeah. But I mean, I've got a green somewhere, but I don't have a spritz bottle for it. Because every time my printer says it's out of ink, I dump them in a jar with rubbing alcohol. Okay, let's try that black with this one again. And just do it lighter. Yeah. When I use my stencils on my gel plate, Malia, I always have roll-offs or whatever that I can flip it over onto and use it. I really try not to waste. But I mean, this is, like I say, kids paint. I'm not doing Christmas windows or anything anymore, so. Yeah, see, these holes are too little. But it does give a different effect when it's on the bigger holes. Hmm. So I've got a mess there. I'll find something else to put over it. Maybe. I could come in with, or even, let's dry this. Yeah. It does dry quick. Wow, if you could only see the mess beside me. I have this star stencil that I cut. I'm just going to do a row of stars down the side here, see if I can. Oh, look, it's still really wet. Again, I'm going for the stencil itself, not the, no. I'm going for the negative, not the positive. Or is this the positive? I don't know. Doing this. I'm doing this. Um, this is what Okay, have you guys watched me play with this stuff enough? Should I do something else? I like that effect. But like I say, I'm going to be using all these as ATC backgrounds. Except for this one. This one's going to be a journal page. This one will be a journal page. Ghost print? I don't know. Isn't a ghost print a second print? I don't know. Don't know. This one is going to be ATC backgrounds and flowers. It would look really cool on a book page. I've got book pages here someplace I was playing with, but I didn't have enough. I did the butterfly one, but this too I'm going to use as ATC background with the butterflies behind. This one is going to be flowers. I'm going to get rid of all that white. You know what? Are you still wet? I'm going to make you wet. You know what, Malia? Actually, I thought today would be a good day to play with using up book pages. I had all kinds of ideas. And then as I was sitting here, I was watching her and I went, hey, I want to try that with what I've got. You know how that goes? You watch someone and it's like, it just gives you that idea. All right. Now this I will definitely be using for florals. This one I'm going to use as ATC backgrounds. Let's move this. So, ATC backgrounds. ATC backgrounds and flowers. I guess if I'm going to use it partially as flowers, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm trying to organize this and it's not working. You know, this one I'm just going to spritz with that pink stuff just to color in the background. Because even though that's a cool print, I'm not a big fan of all the white. Unless, I mean, I can cut the white off and then cut ATCs out of it. Don't even bother, Kim. Do it that way. Do it that way. This will be ATC backgrounds. Oh, see everything over here still. They're stacked and it's okay. This will be ATC backgrounds. Kind of goofy looking butterflies. This one I really like. This is going to make wonderful ATC backgrounds. Yeah, the plastic stencils definitely do work better for this technique. So I will cut myself some plastic stencils. I've got lots of, I bought the Mylar to cut stencils out of. I just haven't used them because, why? Because I don't like stencils enough to cut them out of plastic. So these are going to be, I'm going to cut out a few of these butterflies and use them on ATCs or something. They're going to be Kimbits. I really liked the way this turned out. I think that's going to be ATC background. That was with the straight ink on the back of that plastic stencil. This also was just that stencil stamp off that I did. Yeah, I am. I think this will make wonderful ATC backgrounds. I'm going to color those yet because, well, because I will. This also was just the stencil stamp off, but I really like the way it turned out. So again, ATCs. This is that first one I tried to do for a page. I might fold this so it's a pocket so that I don't see that piece of it. We'll see. I think that's going to be put on the journal page. Let's come back. This was that smeary one from there. I think too, it'll be ATCs. I'll outline those and then doodle maybe. Because, yeah. This was the stamp off of the lattice stencil I have. This also is going to be a journal page. I like the way that turned out. Yeah, I've noticed that the titles of my lives have nothing to do with what the lives actually turn out to be. I'm just going to cut that out and use it ATC and then maybe some flowers. Really mucky stencils. That's okay. Shows that they're well used and loved. This is a big mess. I liked it. That's going to make great backgrounds or flowers. See, I've got lots of those flower stencils. I just load them up on a 12 by 12 sheet and cut the whole sheet at a time. I know there's more here. ATC backgrounds, guys? What do you think? Yeah, Belinda, but you know what? I really like chopping them out and doing it. I mean, yeah, I could draw a whole page of leaves and throw them on the Cricut and cut them out. But I don't think I would get the same satisfaction. Like, I have lots of die cuts. I've got a bin full of like die cuts and things. I don't use them. I don't know what my problem is. That I'll use for backgrounds. Yeah, I don't know what it is. This is the first one we were playing with where I did the little flowers. Those I'll cut out and use for different things. This I will cut an ATC, maybe 2 out of it. This is just a big mess. This one's definitely going to be ATC backgrounds. I'm looking for ones that aren't too busy because we're going to do alphabet ATCs, I believe, Jean and I kind of said. Like I want to do a whole series, an entire alphabet. But I've cut all those little letters out of my gel prints and things and my Kimbits and doodled papers and stuff. I know you're laughing at me, Jean. I get it. So if it's too busy, then I have to have a very plain letter to go on top, which is okay. I can do plain. And then I want to do some flourishes. I want to learn how to do flourishes. Jean and I were talking about that Friday. So with luck, I will practice doing some flourishes before then. Oh, I've also got this. That could be ATC. So I need 26 backgrounds, right, Jean? If we're doing an alphabet? You're laughing. I know. So I can always come over these with some stamps as well to tone them down. Or I could put tissue paper or gesso or whatever on if I think they're too bright. But I never think they're too bright. This one's more like mud, though. This one's pretty muddy. So in the muddy areas, I might do some doodling. I don't know yet. Well, I could send you some, but you wouldn't get them till Christmas time, probably. You're so far behind. Do you want to pick something else to do on Friday then? I'm game. Just give me an idea. I'm willing to play. I had no idea today was going to turn out like this. Ooh, that's almost like we could do like epistemic writing stamp things. That could be fun. Your game? Okay. I just think it could be fun doing a set of alphabet ATCs. So many people have done ATC journals. When I did my ATC, not my ATC, alphabet journals. And when I did my ATC, stuck on ATCs, alphabet inchies, I had a couple of people asking me if I wanted to part with them, and I didn't at the time. Um, See, now this would really be cool if I had like a plain color behind it and the butterflies, you know, that that would be a really cool pocket. Yeah, I know that they were all one color before I decided to put paint on them. I know. And look at how beautiful that's turned out with all the purples and burgundies and stuff. That's going to make a great accent on a journal cover or something. I mucked that up. I made some postage this morning for those of you who are here after my blurb this morning. I couldn't get decent pictures of my flowers, so Ron went out and took some pictures for me. So I turned them into postage. So these are just flowers growing in my yard. I did them in different sizes, and his camera is so much better than mine. So then I used a stamp on them to make them look like they are stamps, but they're big. I need to size them down another size, but that's what kept me amused this morning. We did yay and a spiral somewhere. Here's the other yay. Did you guys see this spiral? The glue spiral? It's here someplace. It's with the marbles and the rest of my glue bits. No idea where it went. Yeah. We didn't play with these. Oh, thanks, Barbara. It's just playtime for me. I just love to play. I love to show you guys what is on my mind or what I've been up to, or, just I like to share my ideas. What have I done here? Oh, I clicked on something. Thanks, Anne. So I don't know what else, unless you guys want me to try something out, let me know. Last week I did some doodles. I just doing stuff, guys. Just doing stuff. Hi, baby. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to say goodbye. My daughter just came in, so since I have entertained you, I hope for the last little bit, I am going to say goodbye because I've got somebody young running across my house, and I don't know who that could be. Thanks, guys. Take care, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.